Hey everybody, this is my informative speech. It's my audience, my two roommates, and my mom on FaceTime. Who in this room has a cell phone? Everybody. That's right. Based on a study by Arizona State University, the average cell phone carries 17,000 bacterial gene copies per square inch. That's 10 times more than most toilet seats. So the object you have in your pants 24/7 is easily one of the filthiest objects you'll come in contact with on a daily basis. This leads me to my topic of discussion today, the importance of hand hygiene and the proper methods of hand washing. With my profession as a healthcare specialist, I see and work with people with all kinds of sick patients, a ton of which could have been prevented by proper hand hygiene. The number of germs we come in contact with is astonishing. Whether you're preparing foods, using the restroom, touching objects such as your phone or doorknob, you're coming in contact with thousands of germs. And of course, the easiest way to kill and stop the spread of germs is proper hand hygiene. During this presentation, I'll be discussing 1. The importance of proper hand hygiene, 2. The difference between alcohol-based and hand sanitizer, soap, and water, and which one to use, and 3. The proper methods to effectively clean your hands. First off, let's dive into the importance of proper hand hygiene. According to many research organizations, such as the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease and Control, proper hand hygiene is the most effective and easiest way to stop the spread of germs. Hand washing with soap and water can help prevent 1 in 3 diarrhea-related illnesses and 1 in 5 respiratory infections, including the common cold, and the flu. Germs get access in our body primarily from the eyes, the mouth, and the nose. Dr. Vladimir, researcher for National Institute of Health, discovered that on average, a person touches their face 3.6 times per hour. This is important because every time you touch your face, you're potentially transporting thousands of germs to your eyes, nose, and mouth. This is why it is imperative to consistently keep your hands clean and germ-free. I'm sure we can all think of a time when we've witnessed someone commit the crime of not washing their hands after using the restroom. This is not only disgusting, but rather inconsiderate as well. Their hands are one of the top pathways for transport of germs. By not washing your germ-infested hands, you're contaminating every object and person you touch. Although it seems obvious that you should wash your hands when coming into contact with a potential contaminant, many adults overlook that fact. Research done by the American Society of Microbiology found that 90% of male females and 75% of males wash their hands after using a public restroom, 42% after handling a cat or dog, 21% after handling money, and 32% after sneezing or coughing. While most of us are guilty of a few of these, the importance should never be overlooked. Educating the young on proper hand hygiene is also very important. The physician assistant I work under refers to children that are notorious for carrying spreading germs as carrier monkeys. A study conducted by the CDC, where one group of children was provided with hand hygiene education and hand soap, and the other was not, the educated group had half as much diarrheal illness in the next 2.5 years than the uneducated group. This just goes to show how effective and important proper hand hygiene is, especially within our youth. This leads me to the next part of the discussion, the difference between alcohol-based hand sanitizer and soap and water, and which one to use. We'll start out with alcohol-based hand sanitizer. This hand solution, which is usually either liquid, gel, or foam-based, is designed to kill or suppress bacteria. Most contain 1 or more ethanol, isopropanol, or N-propanol type alcohols. Now, if you wanted to get technical with it, certain combinations of the alcohols are more effective at targeting certain strains of bacteria, but let's just stick with the basics. When purchasing hand sanitizer, you should always make sure the alcohol percentage is between 60 and 80%. This will make sure you kill as much of the bacteria as possible. There are 2 common types of hand soaps, bacterial and plain soap. According to the Minnesota Department of Health, there is no evidence that shows one is particularly more effective than the other. There are 2 forms of soaps, bar and liquid. Liquid soap is generally preferred because it's easy to use and has a smaller chance of spreading or growing germs. Unlike liquid soap, bar soap is likely to grow bacteria and should be avoided in all public settings. Now I know you're all thinking, when is it appropriate to use hand sanitizer over liquid soap or hand soap? Traditionally, hand soap is preferred to kill and remove all bacteria. This is because, unlike hand sanitizer, when you wash your hands with soap and water, you are able to rinse off the bacteria. Hand sanitizer is effective for quick, small jobs, such as visiting a retirement home or shaking hands with someone, unless there is noticeable contamination on your hands. A few examples of when hand soap and water is appropriate are when handling and preparing food, when treating the wounded, being exposed to bodily fluids, after using the restroom. Now that we know how to use soap versus hand sanitizer, let's move into the appropriate application of the two. Wet, lather, scrub, rinse, and dry is all you need to remember to effectively wash your hands with soap and water. You want to first get your hands wet and apply a full palm of soap in your hand. Now you're ready to scrub. Make sure you get all the areas of your hand, including the back, palms, in between the fingers, and under your fingernails. This process should take you approximately 20 to 40 seconds. My mom always told me a good way to make sure you scrub along this is to hum happy birthday. Next, you need to rinse off your hands and dry them. Make sure your hands are completely dry and then you're all done. A good rule of thumb is to use a paper towel to turn off the faucet or even open the door after. This will keep your hands clean, especially in public places. Applying hand sanitizer is essentially the same process. Apply a palmful in your hand and rub it in. Make sure to get the entire hand. Keep on rubbing until your hands are dry and then you're good to go. These processes were created by the CDC and have been proven to effectively kill most bacteria. You now have the knowledge and the resources you need to be a professional at hand hygiene. If you take anything away from this speech, is that hand hygiene can prevent all kinds of illness, especially in children. If you have to question whether or not you should wash your hands, you probably should. And use the proper 5 steps with liquid soap if you can. Thank you all for listening to me. I hope this speech has helped you understand the importance of proper hand hygiene. I hope you guys have a good night.
Oh. Yay.
Clap, clap, clap.